What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I'm going to switch gears here and talk about something quite a bit more important in sports, and that is the storm, Hurricane Melissa, which is a very, very late season storm. I'm trying to wonder, trying to figure out if this is the latest Category 5 storm ever to develop in a season, because this is just very late for a significant hurricane anyway. But anyway, Hurricane Melissa is now a full-blown Category 5 hurricane with sustained winds of 160 miles per hour, gusts up to 195. And there are some who think that Melissa may reach maximum sustained winds of 170 miles per hour by landfall with gusts over 200. As a matter of fact, the winds just above a few miles above the surface are expected to be over 200 miles per hour sustained. This is going to be, I remember Hurricane Gilbert. I was 8 years old. And Hurricane Gilbert, which ultimately struck the southeastern, I think it struck Texas, and it caused a lot of damage. But Hurricane Gilbert absolutely flattened Jamaica back in 1988. This is expected to be worse than Gilbert. As a matter of fact, this might be, and I'm careful about this because I don't want to be a doomsdayer. I don't want to, hype a storm, but I mean, when you look at what's projected to happen with this storm, this may be the worst natural disaster in Jamaica's history. And I think Jamaica goes back, to the 18th century? So this is this is a serious storm here, man. They're expected to have to deal with a prolonged period of winds between, I guess, Category 5. It may weaken a bit, Category 4 strength as it makes landfall, but you're talking about winds at landfall between 160, 170, 200 miles per hour all across Jamaica. You're talking about a tidal surge or storm surge of 10 to 13 feet. You're talking about, and this is what I think is going to be perhaps even the most devastating part of the storm, you're talking about 30 to 40 inches of rain. And, Jamaica is an island. So, I don't know what's going to happen, man. I saw that the Prime Minister of Jamaica has just allocated $400 million, 400 million Jamaican dollars to disaster relief. I'm going to assume that Jamaica is going to receive a lot of aid from its allies or allied countries, but you also have to be concerned about contractors or organizations that are going to try to take advantage of this situation. I mean, we saw that with the Jamaica. Was it Jamaica or was it Haiti? I think it was Haiti. Haiti back in 2010 when they had an earthquake, a devastating earthquake. And you saw all of these charities, supposedly, all these charities that were set up to try to help Haiti, and billions of dollars were raised, right? But only a few $100 million actually went to aid. What happened to the rest of that money? And yeah, I'm looking at you, Clinton Foundation. I'm looking at you, Bush family. What happened to all that money? So don't be surprised if some other shit like that happens again. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because I don't really see a lot of people talking about this storm other than weather forecasters. But if this storm was barreling down on say Ireland, or this storm is barreling down some country in Europe, it'd be all over the news. We all know what the play is here. We all know why this storm isn't getting the attention that it deserves. You know, this is a historic, a potentially historic natural disaster about to occur, and unfortunately, um, I hate to say it, but it's going to be loss of life. I just hope that it's not as bad as it can get. Let's just hope somehow this storm is not as bad as it's projected to be. Although that's kind of almost, settling on false hope at this point. I think the way that they're talking from Kingston, Jamaica, on points east may be less devastated, but that's like, what I'm saying, it's only comparable to what's they expect from the other part of Jamaica. It's gonna be bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is bad. Whenever you talk about a Category 5 hurricane striking the United States, the devastation is usually in the billions of dollars, right? We're talking about a country that is not as developed as the United States. The infrastructure is not as not as advanced or as solid as the United States. Uh, what I'm concerned about strongly is the flooding aspect of it. I can't even fathom 40 inches of rain because I remember when Hurricane Harvey struck Texas some years ago. It might have been 2018, and some parts of Texas had 40 to 50 inches of rain. That was over a period of 4 to 5 days. I don't think this storm is going to linger over Jamaica for that long, but it's still projected to drop that amount of tropical rains. And I hate to say this, but I'm almost thinking of Katrina, but even jacked up to a higher level, because Katrina was a category high in 3. Now Katrina was a much bigger storm, but it doesn't matter about the size of the storm, because some of your most intense hurricanes on record were smaller storms. Camille in 1969 was a smaller storm. The Florida Keys hurricane in 1935 was a smaller storm. The reason why I'm saying size is going to Hurricane Andrew was a smaller storm. It's not going to matter about size because Jamaica is a relatively small island. But I want to put this video out there, man. Tell me what you guys think, man. Almost forgot to say, if I have any subscribers, and I think I do, if I have any subscribers from Jamaica, we're praying for you. Best of luck to you, man.